I'm Daniela and I'm an Italian American. I came from Cattolica to take a 2-week stained glass course with Diego and Andrea. I left at the beginning of all this coronavirus madness. When I first got here, it was still somewhat of a whisper. In my first week, I took copper foiling, and in that week, Emilia-Romagna, which is where my family is and where I stay, got locked down with coronavirus. So, since I had no real place to go, I stayed here for the next week and took the lead course. And when that happened, all of Italy became a red zone and we weren't allowed to move anymore. So with the lockdown, I decided to stay in Bolsena and get to know the town a little bit better and keep working on stained glass. Bolsena is a very small, beautiful town. Every day I woke up and I got to see the castle outside. It was gorgeous. Because it's such a small town, the peak during coronavirus was only around 10 positive cases. With my grandmother up north, I found it best to stay in Bolsena for a little while, just to make sure that everything was safe before returning. We all stayed really safe. I was very lucky to have Diego and Andrea. They did the shopping for the household, so only one of us were able to go out at a time. For the duration of the course, Andrea and Diego set me up with a beautiful apartment up in the castle that overlooks the lake. Now we're going to take you on a virtual walk of how to get to the studio from the apartment. And we go down these steps to get to the studio. So now that we're in the studio, I'm going to show you all the pieces I got to make during COVID. This was the very first piece I made. It's copper foiling. It's a piece from Sailor Moon. When I first made this, I had no idea what was going to happen with COVID. And this was the week that I was closed out of my hometown. This is the second piece I did. This one's made out of lead. My favorite thing about it is that this is smooth and then this is more textured and hazy glass. I'm going to turn this into a lamp. This is the third piece I made, and during this piece is when I realized that I would be in Bolsena for a while. I learned how to paint on glass, and it was probably one of my favorite courses to take. This piece is for my family, my mom and my dad. I have named her Quarantina. This piece is a thank you to my friend that is taking care of my home while I'm in Italy. I made her a red robin. So during all this time, it was completely dead outside. I was walking down to the studio and there wasn't a soul outside. And the only thing we really did all day was get to make stained glass. We got to focus on making art during the craziness that was outside, which was a really nice break considering how stressful everything was right then. We used to spend Sundays listening to music and making our own pasta. So we made lasagna one time, ravioli another, gnocchi another time. Long-time food consumer, really good food. So this piece right here definitely took the longest. They extended quarantine, I think, 2 times since I made this piece. So this was the piece that I wasn't quite sure I was going to be able to finish in time, but with the extension of quarantine was able to do. It definitely took the longest, but it's also probably one of the pieces I'm most proud of. I wanted to make something 3-dimensional while I was here, and so I got to learn how to make a lamp. These are the last couple of pieces I did here. I wanted to be safe before leaving and work on my painting skills and shading before I left. So this is a Totoro, just because I absolutely love Studio Ghibli. And this is Grumpy Cat for one of my best friends. And this last piece I'm not quite done with, but I just started and it'll be finished in a couple days. I've had a lot of fun, but now being able to move again, I'm going to head back up north to my family. I'm very grateful I was able to make so much and learn so much. It's going to be really fun coming back here because I've started a family here, basically. It's really nice. I've made some really close friends. We love you, Bolsena!